Hi, it's been a while. I have been very busy, but I figured I would make a little video showing y'all how I paint a portrait. I'm not gonna go super in depth with the details of how I paint this portrait. It's gonna be more of like a watch me work video, but hopefully that's still helpful to you. But anyways, enough with the intro. Here you see me drawing the portrait. It's fairly simple. I just use my normal methods. I'm using red colored lead so that I can have it blend nicely with the painting and not have it smudge too much. The lead I'm using is Nano Color Dia by hiii. I'm pretty sure you can get a pack of multicolored lead and not just red lead as well. So here I'm just finishing the eyes. Love how you can't even see what I'm doing because my hand is in the way. Can you tell I'm a master at video making? We finally made it to the painting stage. I added a lot more detail to the sketch than I meant to, but that's fine. I even started shading it. I don't know why I did that. I was just getting into it. But now I'm just using a light pink color that I made for the nose. I like my paintings to have red noses. I don't know why. It's just a thing I do. To get that pink color though, I used magenta, a little bit of yellow, and a lot of white. And now I'm just going in with magenta and white to add some shadows to the sides of the nose. Now I'm using some aquamarine blue with a lot of white to create my shadows. I like my shadows to be very colorful, so I use blues, purples, and sometimes warm reds. And I'm just gonna blend that in with the pink of the nose a little bit. I want this painting to have a bit of lighting from underneath, so I'm using yellow and white to add some highlights to the bottom of the nose. I'd usually use aquamarine and white, but I'm going for something a little bit different. I'm using some of that yellow, whitish color I made underneath the eyes. Then I mixed together magenta, yellow, and white to create the skin tone I want for this drawing, which is like a pinky peach skin tone. When I'm working with acrylics, I like to make sure I have a lot of paint on my brush. It helps me blend better. Having more paint on your brush just ensures that your blending looks smooth and cohesive. Another tip is to use water to blend. I don't do this as much. It's mostly just if I want a light glazed color, like if I want to add some pink to the lips or some slight shadows, but I tend to use the more paint method. Also, working fast is very helpful when you're working with acrylics. now we're starting on the lips. When it comes to painting lips, I like to build up my color. So I'm starting with a very light pink base that's almost matching the skin tone. And while that's still wet, I'm gonna blend in the corners of it with the skin tone, very lightly though, so that there's still a distinction between the lips and the skin, but it's still nicely blended. Now I'm using pure magenta right on the center and blending that outward. Painting lips just consists of a lot of blending. Like I said, when I paint lips, I like to build up the colors so that it looks a little more dynamic and has a little bit more depth. I'm straight up just saying words at this point. I don't really know how to explain this part of the process. Sometimes when I do tutorials, I feel like I'm back in art school trying to explain my process and why I do what I do, when in reality, I'm just saying random words that sound like they make sense. But anyways, now I'm going in with magenta, like very pure magenta for the center of the lips and creating that lip line. And then I blend it a little bit and start forming the top lip with that color. Alright, now I'm starting on the eyes, finally. So I go in with some aquamarine blended with a lot of white and start painting that as the whites of the eyes. You never want to make the whites of the eyes stark white because then it kind of looks like the eyes are bulging, and that's not what I want for this drawing. I mean, if you do that, you know, that's for you, but it's not for me. When you're painting eyes, you also want to think about the shadows of the eyes. We have eyelids. Eyelids cast shadows. I feel like a lot of people forget this. I used to forget this, but eyelids cast shadows. So I like to use a little bit of purple on the top of the eye and blend it downward, and then use some pink for the waterline, mostly because this is supposed to be from above. Like, the perspective is supposed to be from above, so that's why the waterline will be showing so much. Now for painting the actual iris and pupil and stuff, I was just having fun. I had no plan. I knew I wanted it to look kind of crazy, kind of weird, so I just went in with whatever color I felt like at the time, which was apparently blue. I feel like I changed the color a bunch during this, but it worked out in the end. I feel like this is kind of obvious, but don't be afraid to have fun with your work and experiment, try new things, try new mediums, new methods of drawing and painting, sculpt if you want to, do whatever makes you happy. I have a tendency to forget to have fun when I'm painting, so this painting was really just an exercise in having a good time. And oh my gosh. Anyways, before I was rudely interrupted by that really loud siren, yeah, just have fun with your work. Don't be afraid to have a good time. Now, for the hair, I wanted this character to have some very pastel light blue hair. I start with just a quick base of this color all over the hair, and then I gradually start adding depth. The rest of the hair process is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm just gonna let y'all watch the video, and I'll be back towards the end. And by I'll be back, I mean like editing me will be back. Hi, Editing Demi is back. If you watched this whole video, I love you so much. This was a very long video, so that's kind of impressive. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you got some helpful advice or tips. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.